Hi, this is Marlene Dinarius here from Latinum. You can find Latinum at Patreon if you want to support the channel. We're looking at Hawkins, an inquiry into the nature and principles of Thoroughbass on the new plan, 1817, London. And here we're looking at changes of the perfect chord. Now, to understand the table in front of us, what we have on the left-hand side are the relations of how the chord is constructed. So the chord is constructed of thirds, fifths, and octaves. Some of these thirds are counted from the key at the bottom, some are counted from the octave at the top. So depending on which direction we are counting, that gives us the chord. The chord is then written in a certain way. The way it's written doesn't necessarily show us exactly the harmonic proportion. So on the left-hand side, we have the harmonic proportion, so you can see what's going on, and then the chord in the various ways that it could be written. So I'm going to go through these one at a time. Might be a little bit tedious, but it's necessary because to understand what's going on with Thoroughbass, you really have to get to grips with how the chords are constructed. You could just play the numbers on the right-hand side, but it's helpful to know how the harmony is working. So, changes of perfect chord. 3, counting forwards, 3, counting backwards, and 5, counting forwards, giving us 3, 6, 5. This is the chord. Or it can be written as 3, 5, 6. Or it can be written as 6, 3, 5. It really doesn't make a difference because you're playing all three notes at the same time, unless, of course, you are playing the lute, when you play each note arpeggiated and separately. Let's look at the second iteration. 3, counting forwards, 3, counting backwards, and 5, counting backwards. So these are the two options for 3, 3, 5, giving us 3, 6, and 4. Or 3, 4, 6. Or 6, 4, 3. All the same chord. Let's look at the next variety of arrangement of the thirds and fifths and eighths. This is 3, 3, 8. So 3 forwards, 3 backwards, and 8th, giving us 3, 6, 8. Written as 3, 6, 8, or written as 6, 3, 8. The next 3, 3 backwards, and 8 backwards, giving us 3, 6, 1. Also written as 1, 3, 6. We're moving on to fifths now. So the first fifth forwards, the second fifth backwards, and the third forwards, giving us 5, 4, 3, which can be written as 3, 4, 5. The next iteration of this, the fifth forward, the fifth backwards, and the third backwards, giving us 5, 4, 6. Also written as 4, 5, 6. We're on the second to last line now. The fifth forward, the fifth backwards, and an eighth, giving us 5, 4, 8. Or written as 4, 5, 8. Right, the true proportions on the left hand side, the fifth forward, the fifth backwards, and the eighth backwards, giving us 5, 4, 1. Also written as 1, 4, 5. We're now 4 lines from the bottom with the eighths, the octaves. So the first octave, then an octave backwards, and a third forwards, giving us 8, 1, 3. Also written as 1, 3, 8. The first octave forwards, the second octave backwards, and the third backwards, giving us 8, 1, 6. Also written as 1, 6, 8. And now on the second last line, the first octave forwards, the second octave backwards, and a fifth forwards, giving us 8, 1, 5. Also written as 1, 5, 8. And finally, showing the true proportions of the Thoroughbass here, an eighth forward, an eighth backwards, and a fifth backwards, giving us 8, 1, 4. Also written as 1, 4, 8. Because the order these are written in makes no odds, makes no difference, unless you are playing arpeggiated chords. Right, the first chord arpeggiated, and the second chord in the last line here, and played all together. So once again, what Hawkins is doing here is he's showing us the way that the chords conform to the rules of being made up of thirds, fifths, and eighths.